invariably someone sometimes drops a scanner. And it is designed actually to fall apart, as these two have. The scanner handle is held to the head with 4 plastic screws, and they must be plastic. The screws that come with the scanner are designed to, 1, perform a thermal barrier between the head and the handle, as the gasket does. It also performs an electrical barrier so that the head is totally isolated thermally and electrically from the handle. So these screws will shear off if the scanner is dropped, and we'll try one here. It's pretty solid, but it can happen. There. Don't get upset. We can fix it. So if that happens to you, and it's in the middle of the day, or someone breaks the scanner in the evening while they're cleaning your office, which happens, if it's pulled off its holder, those screws will shear off, and I'll show you in a little bit how to get them out. If a scanner falls apart and you're in the middle of the day and it appears that all the wires are still attached, simply put it back together. Please do not use duct tape. You would not believe how long it takes my technicians to remove the residue from duct tape when a scanner's been duct taped. 1 or 2 rubber bands will do the job. You can finish the day, get to the weekend when you can mail the scanner in, or, as I'm going to show you, you may very well just fix it yourself. If the scanner still works and it's taped together with rubber bands, fine, continue to use it. When we shear off the screws and they need to be replaced, in your scanner case, there's a repair kit. And the repair kit has in it extra screws, and it also has extra wheels should you ever lose the rubber tire on the wheel. The screws have an Allen head, and we include a ball end Allen wrench. And when I say ball end, it's a nice spherical end that will fit into the head of the screw, even if there's a slight angle between the screw and the Allen wrench. When a scanner falls, some of the screw is usually sheared off and left in the scanner. And we're going to zoom in and show you how that can be removed very easily. If you have a metal screwdriver, usually Radio Shack has beautiful little kits, and you should own a kit anyway. Get a Phillips head metal screwdriver, and you can heat it with a small butane cigarette lighter. I prefer a torch. A gas stove does a fine job too. A match isn't quite enough. Now that that's warm, I'm going to just burn a little indent into that screw. So I've created, in the sheared off flat plastic screw, I've created a screw adapter. So now, after it's cooled down, and I'll cool the wrench off, the screwdriver off with a sponge with some water, and I can screw out the stud that's left. And then, so we do that to all 4. And all the threads are clear. We're ready to place the scanner back. Very carefully, the gasket has a large opening, and we very carefully place the wires so they fold back inside and everything is flush. Take the new screws. I'm going to use this ball end hex driver, but the one that comes with the scanner also works very well, just not as convenient. And we would go ahead and Tighten the screws in. Don't over tighten them, just snug, and your scanner is repaired. Having dropped the scanner should not affect the calibration in any way. If you start to do graphs and your center graph of your line graph remains centered as it was previously, everything is fine, no worries. The C5000 and C6000 scanners have very strong machined aluminum struts that hold the wheels. They, ever since we've been building the C5s and C6s, I have never seen a wheel assembly bent or broken in one of those series of Titrons. The previous scanners, the C3000s, the struts were made of brass, and when dropped, they can bend. It's usually not difficult to bend them back into place. If one gets dropped like this, and the tires are pushed up against the barrels to where they don't turn easily, a flat-bladed screwdriver, and I usually put a little tape around it to protect the finish of the scanner, placed between the barrel and the strut, can bend down and reestablish clearance so the wheels turn. So those are some of the tricks to repairing a scanner that has been dropped.